Well, before the famous pushrod engines of the 1950s, Ford and Chevy were doing two completely different things. Ford had the famous flathead engine for about 21 years, and Chevy had the stove-bolt six. So they're doing two completely different things. Then Ford switches to the Y block because General Motors had all these great V8 engines, pushrod engines that were more modern. So they quickly came out with the Y block. Now, how to identify the two is totally different. Ford started coming out with more engine families because Chevy had five different brands all developing their own engines in-house, so they each had their own V8 engine department. So Ford, after the Ford Edsel did not succeed, they decided to put their focus into engine families. So they went from, for example, the Y block to the Ford Edsel engines to the Windsor engines to the Cleveland engines. They had the 385 big block. They eventually went to the modular engines, where Chevy sort of consolidated all their engines. They eventually went to the corporate engines, and Chevy engines are typically referred to just as small blocks and the number of the cubic inch displacement. So, for example, Ford, you would say this vehicle has an FE engine or a Cleveland engine or a small block Windsor engine.